they're built the same ways, like passive ones. Where you discover the difference in the sound is the quality of the transformer that they have in it. It was, oh God, but it was just orders. Everybody wanted one. It was like, oh, absolutely, put me down, put me down, put me down. So I was like, okay.
So you had a long waiting list, but it's still only about 6 of them were.
Yeah, because that was the ones that.
Welcome back to the part 2 with our interview with Paul Gagon. In this video, we're going to go over some of the more recent designs Paul has made, from amps to pedals. Let's dive in.
Says, well, what's the process, that you go through when somebody says, we need a new pedal, or we want something to do this or that? You go, well, the process is I just sit down and I draw up the circuits and I start, putting together on little vector boards and stuff, soldering, and I make these circuits. And I'll put them into a box and, give a cheap little label maker, and I get something that I can send out to a person or have them come in and play it. And they're stuff like...
Yeah, let's see some of these.
Well, I mean, they're not pretty.
But just in terms of, these are kind of more of your stock chassis where you kind of will throw any number of stuff in there. So Deep Diver, is that like a blues driver similar?
Actually, it's kind of a tip of the hat to Eric Johnson. It's like I've seen some different circuits that he's used and he's talked about it, and so I kind of came up with my version and stuff of it, and it's just things that I can get a nice overdriven tone to it, and you don't try to make it overly complicated because I don't think people like to sit down with a ton of switches and things while they're trying to trying to just evaluate what you're doing.
They want a few knobs to turn.
Yeah,
see if it's in the range.
Yeah, so and I just give them goofy names. This one's called it's the pie hole booster because it is the pie.
The pie.
The big muff pie.
I have one in my house right now.
Yeah, and so
this is more of a fuzz then.
Yeah, it's very heavily overdriven, and then somebody had wanted something. They go, well, like a range master, and so I did
is that like the range finder, or what was it? The treble booster?
Yeah, range master. And then and so I go, well, it's really a lot of conversations that you have with people steer you in the direction of things that you want to make.
So these all were for people that came with specific things, or these weren't you starting them from scratch with your own ideas?
Both. This one was from somebody asking me. They go, we want a circuit that. They go, the problem with the Rangemaster is that they have these ones where they're like magical. They go, hey, that one's a great one. But that one sounds like crap. What's going on?
So the quality control.
Yeah, and so they're all sounding a little bit different. And then as I'm either servicing them or looking at the ones that they like and then comparing it against the ones that they don't like, and you go, oh, the problem is there's a bias area that controls that transistor. And if the bias is in this range, it sounds really good. If it falls out of it, it sounds different, and some people don't like it. And so what I did is I made a bias control for that circuit so that but there are people that they want it to be like this, people want it to be like that, and I go, well,
so you can bias it from the middle knob.
So I go, well, from here I can take it to what these people like through to what most people like, and then there's a few who like it up here. So I'll go, so with this knob, I can place it anywhere that the person likes it, and then they can just leave it there. And then, and then some of them would complain about, they're always just, I liked it to boost the top, but I think it boosts the top too much. And so I go, well, then I'll put two different options of treble cut. You can turn it off.
Like a low pass, different frequencies? Or
Yeah, you go, I don't want to send everything through, so I could take a little bit off, and then I go, I don't like that. And I go, oh, that was better, And so it's just trying to find ways to make it as versatile as you can, but yet not lose the vibe of the unit. And so this one is...
I like the Marshall knobs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you got your vintage Fenders and you got your Marshalls. Every now and then you go, well, I don't have the knob I want. I got these strange robot faces.
Yeah, that's cool.
The peach fuzz. That's a fuzz face. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then every now and then you have to make little DI boxes and things like that, or interfacing things.
Now the DIs do that. I mean, unless you're putting in some kind of special kind of thing? Are most DIs relatively built all the same way?
They're built the same ways, like passive ones. Where you discover the difference in the sound is the quality of the transformer that they have in it. Because all DI boxes, they will eventually go through some passive ones. They will go through some transformer to bring the signal down to a mic level or something or you can interface with.
Like I'm used to using the radial.
Those use really good Jensen transformers. Those are very good. I have Jensens in these as well. It's expensive transformers, which is why the boxes are expensive. I think for me to buy one, it's $100 to just buy the transformer. Then I got to build the rest of the circuit around it. But these are what you would, like what you use. Somebody has, they have their amp. They want to just tap off of the amp. It goes over to the speaker and then say, well, do you want instrument level, line level, or the amp level? You can control it. You got a balanced out.
That's cool. You can adjust what you want out of it.
Yeah.
Because most time they're all mic level coming out.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what this one is here. This one it's more simple and it doesn't even have the XLR. This is just down and dirty with still an expensive transformer. And this one is more like you go, okay, I need something that will work with my instrument, or if I'm coming out of the line out of a preamp, or if I'm using an amplifier and I need to just have this go in and over to the speaker and I'm tapping off and sending it over to my mixing board. And you got your ground lift and phase reverse and stuff like that. It's just standard stuff. And so, I mean, through the years, I have built, I'm not even exaggerating, probably 100 of these kinds of things that you just build them and then you send them out and you have people try it and then look, or you have an array of them and because they start here and then they eventually end up as a silk screen, painted, proper, good-looking product.
Yeah, like the two other DIs I have in my studio are the Avalon.
Oh yeah.
And then that's the solid state Avalon.
Yeah.
And then I have a Kneel Before Zod DI.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah. But these, I'm telling you, this is the world I live in, man. It's all the circuitry on the inside here, trying to figure out a way to make it look, at least kind of form factor, how it might be in the final product. But I mean, that's butt ugly there.
But it's all on the inside. It's really, you know, let it look shiny and painted and everything after the fact once you got it all dialed in.
For my world, it's all on the inside, man. It's the circuitry and everything. The marketing guys and sales, they decide the color and what kind of knobs and all that other stuff like that.
And the name and all that.
Yeah,
so what else do you got in there? Were there a couple other ones we haven't seen yet?
Let's see. No, I'm look at that one. Let's see. We have that. I think that was it.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, that was the sum total of them.
And then we'll show a picture of the amp that you designed too. The white, was it the white one?
Yeah,
you sent me the picture. We'll put one up on the screen for that.
Yeah, the whippersnapper. That one, I tell you, I've never taken an amp to a show and had such great reaction for it, because what the whippersnapper was is that there was a lot of us that built up those Mojo Tone, the Tweed Deluxe amps. And everybody who played them just go, I love the sound of this Tweed Deluxe, but they have two issues. One is there's no flexibility on the tone control. You got volume and tone. And
a lot of times they don't sweep enough. Like some amps, their tone knob hardly feels like it does anything.
Yeah.
And other ones they sweep so much that it's like, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta experiment quite a bit with those.
So this amp, this was the coolest project, because it was like I had built probably 5 or 6 of these kits, experimenting with different ideas and stuff, and then we get done with them, and people in the company would decide they wanted them, and they would keep them. I didn't care. I was just using them to figure out what I wanted to do, and then working with the guys at Mojo Tone. They said, well, could you just get me the chassis and stuff like that? I want to pop some holes in it, because what I want to do is take everything that everybody loves about a Tweed Deluxe and put in a proper treble middle bass control and a bright switch and give it a little bit more gain to kind of simulate some of the older units with the speakers that would just like kind of bottom out when you were trying to. And made a few of these things up. put Alnico speakers in them, and oh my gosh, everybody who played it just said, I want it. You know, they were, I think it was $2,000 for, you know, a 112, basically 15-watt combo amp. You know, now you go, oh, that's a deal. Back when we were doing this in, was it 2005, I think it was, you know, it was a lot of money. That was a little bit,
Yeah, 2005.
yeah.
How
So
many did you end up making?
I think they only made ones that were actually completely Tolex and dressed up, maybe 5 or 6, you know, and it was, oh God, but it was just orders. Everybody wanted one. It was like, oh, you know, absolutely, put me down, put me down, put me down. So I was like,
So you had
okay.
a long waiting list, but it's still only about 6 of them were.
Yeah, because that was the ones that were taken to the show and sending them out, and you go, okay, this is what we're thinking about. What do you think? And everybody goes, we think you ought to make this amp because you're going to sell this guy there. It's like, okay, go back to the you know, the powers to be and say, we're ready to launch this thing. We're going to need, you know, 50 grand to get this thing going. We got to buy all the speakers, transformers, all the material, you know, it's a lot of money to float because you want to make your first couple hundred units to get them out to the dealers. And it was like, well, we don't have that kind of money. We can't do that. And so, you know, now you're calling these dealers and telling them, I'm sorry, we're not gonna do it. And it's like,
Seems like you have to jump through so many hoops, and the stars have to align so much just to get a product in production.
it really is, you know, I won't say it's heartbreaking, you know, but I mean, it's just it's a drag because you go, this
You know
could
what
have
it could
been,
be.
this
Yeah.
could have been such a great amp, and it could have been such a help to them once you got past the point where you break even, then you start making money off of that thing there, and it was just, it could have been a cool thing because I had in the pipeline. I go, okay, if we can do a cool version of a Tweed Deluxe and people are digging it, how about like a Champ or a Princeton amp? You know, come down just a little bit in power, because it was during that time. I don't think people were all that interested in, you know, well, what I need is 100 watts, you know, and these combos. I go, you know, if you want it louder, stick a microphone in front of it or delay it and send it out to the house.
50 is more than enough.
Yeah, I don't have an amp anymore that's over 20 watts. I used to, you know, all my 100-watt, all these big ones that I had, I sold.
The last show we did like 2 weeks ago, I brought that Bad Cat. That's a 5-watt tube amp.
Yeah.
And I just stuck a mic in front of it, and it
Oh,
was
man,
fine.
absolutely.
Even with the drummer, you know, you had a drum
Yeah.
shield, but
Yeah,
it was fine.
yeah. No, if you can get the killer tone that you want, you know, out of it, if you need more watts, you just stick a mic in front of it and just send it out to the house. Yeah.
Yeah, the other guitar played a you know, Fender Reverb, but, you know,
Yeah.
so that was a pretty big difference in terms of power, but it worked. I mean,
Yeah.
throw a Sennheiser mic in front of it, it was fine.
That's cool. That's cool. But the pedal things here, like I said, got amps and stuff. I'm still doing just kind
Stuff
of
for Sir, right?
Yeah, just little small development things from here and there. You know, and it's not really so much developing products because, I mean, John is completely capable of doing all that stuff on his own, and then his son Kevin is all a brilliant engineer, really, and a cool guy too. I mostly just kind of help them with some diagnostic stuff. You know, they're going, well, you know, what do you think of this, or we maybe having trouble with this, and I've got some good equipment at home that I can, you know, run analysis on. I go, well, I can build up some stuff, test the circuit, and then just tell you what I find and see if this is helpful, if this is something that you find interesting.
If there's any issues or, you know.
Yeah, you know, my thoughts on it like that. And it's really just kind of sharing. You know, John and Kevin are both, they're really, really good. Very easy to talk with and stuff. And they're just like the cool people. Good friends too, you know. I mean, I can talk
You've
about
known a long
anything.
time, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's just it's fun being involved in engineering items that are like that. Is that you're people who know stuff and you're sharing things, you know. And it's like sharing information. It really is. I find that a lot more important than trying to like guard. Well, only I have the secrets, and you know, my pickup is unlike anything in the industry.
Then you end up fading away with your secrets, and the world
Yeah,
doesn't get to see them.
Or you end up getting the reputation where people just go, "This guy's just full of crap." You know,
Never shows anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you get a bad reputation and stuff. And, you know, I just like being honest with people. I will share anything with anybody, you know, unless it's proprietary and I'm not supposed to. But you know, you share what you know, and then if you do that and you're dealing with people that are good, you learn stuff too. I mean, I learn a whole bunch of stuff from people that, you know, just by I share something, they share something, and you go, well, what did you find out? Well, I found out that. Oh, well, I'm going to build it up and see if that rings true for me. And you go, oh, well, I'll be danged. I didn't think that was going to happen. And so it's a great attitude, I think, in the music industry, is to just, you know, share, be honest, and just kind of make products that people want. You know,
can go a long way just with
you
that.
you really can, you know. And if you get a good reputation of being something that people can work, somebody that you can work with and you can trust, yeah, you'll do all right. You do all right.
It's the secret to everything.
It is, man.
Be honest, be a cool person.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Be good.
Treat people good. You know, it was like the world is filled with a-holes. Don't be one of them. Yeah.
Well, I think that's good for the video. Thanks again, Paul, for stopping by.
You're very welcome.
And showing
Thanks.
us, you know, what you've been doing, and of course, just for all the knowledge you're sharing, and I really appreciate it. So,
well, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We'll maybe do a follow-up at some point.
Sure.
And maybe talk about some other things.
Yeah.
But thanks again for coming to the studio.
Well, thank you.
We had a great time with Paul in the studio. We'll be following up with him later for some future videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you later.